So today's video we'll be talking about some of the books that inspired BTS's reading or their music or what have you. I have a list right here. So there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books. We'll quickly be going over my quick reviews on them, if I suggest them or not. But hey, you know, don't judge a book by its cover. Totally up to you what you want to read, but these are the books that I will be going over today, as stated in the title. Also, to make sure that I don't spoil any of the readings for you, I won't give you the full twist, but give you a small synopsis of each book, my ratings and thoughts on it. But hey, just because simply I may not like it doesn't mean you or may not like it. So again, don't knock it till you try it, give it a shot and see what we can go from here. I also want to add that my friends and I, we started a book club approximately a year ago in November of 2021, and we've been pretty much going strong since then, and we've completed roughly about 12 books so far together. And so that's how we started reading. And if you're someone that wants to continue reading or start reading, I highly suggest finding a book club or making a book club. That way it can motivate you to read if you're someone that really wants to but just has not had the chance to. So we're going to be starting from least like to most like. First off, we have The Stranger by Albert Camus. So I'll be honest, I did not really read this book. I listened to the audiobook because this book is very dreary in my opinion. I understand where Namjoon is coming from though, because he's someone that he doesn't really believe in like a religion. He considers himself to be atheist, and this is a very atheist-like book. So for a lot of people, this may be very uncomfortable reading, especially if you're someone who is considered spiritual or you follow certain religions. But I think this book is good for those, you know, to expand your mind, and that it's okay to not believe in a religion or think that there is a God, because this book does talk about that a little bit. But overall, it's not a super long book. Definitely a book that definitely mess with my thinking a little bit, but it's a good read. It helps you when you understand things from Namjoon's perspective. This book makes sense. Overall, my friends and I, we gave this book reading rating about a 4.5. I gave it a 4.5, and so 4.5 out of 10, so that's where we're at with this one. So read it if you wish, but it's definitely a little more difficult to read. The next second book from the least like book list. So this book is Demian by Herman Hesse. So this is a book that inspired BTS's Blood, Sweat, and Tears. So we really tried to like analyze like the music video and what Namjoon was thinking, blah 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 blah. But this book, meh, it's okay. It's about a boy. His name is Emil, I think. But yeah, he is not like he's a very timid character. So for a lot of people, if you're a strong personality, he can kind of sound kind of boring, but it definitely is interesting. Didn't really have weird plots. It takes place during like the World War, and so at the end of the book, that's where it kind of ends. Book kind of had a weird ending, kind of left us hanging. So again, we gave this book rating around a 3.7. I gave it a 4. But averaging out, this was an okay read. But if you kind of want to see the inspiration of Blood, Sweat, and Tears, this is a good book to read too. Another book from Namjoon's library, it's by Haruki Murakami. It's Kafka on the Shore. So this book, I thought this book was going to be a little different from what I had anticipated. Again, you have to read things from Namjoon's perspective. He's a very naturistic person. So when I initially was about to read this book, I thought it would have, I don't know if anyone follows like Studio Ghibli, but the naturistic, ethereal vibes. That's what I thought this book would be about. There are some incorporations of those themes in this, but overall the book, again, you have to understand Japanese culture a little bit, because this is a book that's translated from Japanese to English, and as we know, sometimes when it comes to translations from different languages, sometimes it doesn't translate really well. So again, take this book as it were from the Japanese perspective, because that's how this book is written and made. And so if you're not understanding of the Japanese culture, it can be very strange, especially in American culture. But we gave this book about 6.7 out of 10 for a total. I gave it a 7 because it didn't turn out how I thought it would, but it is a good read. Again, understand from Namjoon's perspective in the naturistic side of things, and I think, and understanding Japanese culture, and this is a good read too. So moving up towards a list of books we like, The Art of Loving by Eric Fromm. So this is the book that RM read, and it inspired a lot of the love yourself era, because a lot of the themes in this book are very relative to the music in that era, obviously. So my friends and I, we collectively gave it a 4.7. I gave it a 7 out of 10 because I like the main themes of this book. Now again, this is a very older style book, so the reading and writing might be a little bit more difficult to understand. It's not very contemporary, but I like the theme of this book. I think it's great for people who want a better understanding of self-love and what it really means to love yourself. And I think that's really what encapsulates the whole love yourself era. So again, try to read it from that perspective, understand what RM is intending when he reads these books and puts it in his music. I think will help you understand what he means. But overall, a little bit of a hard read, but I like the general themes of The Art of Loving. Continuing on to the list of books that RM has read, Namjoon has read. So this one I actually very much like, and my friends and I really like this too. This is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. So RM had read this when he was in the soup, I believe, and it really inspired a lot of other ARMY to read it too. And I do encourage a lot of other people to read this too. I think this book, so we collectively gave it about a 9.8 out of 10. So I gave it a 10 because of just how good it was. This is a book that there is a trigger warning. There are some suicidal incorporations in this, so be very wary if you are someone with mental health, because it does touch bases on that, but for good reason. It talks about just how you live with life with regrets and how you can go from there, the regrets we make in life. And so The Midnight Library really encaptures all of that. It is a little bit, not dark per se, but definitely puts things in perspectives. I've cried like 3 times reading this because of how relatable some of the things were. So I definitely recommend this book. Other ARMYs have read this book too, and this is a good book for a good reason. And last but not least, this is a book that pretty much started this entire book club, and I'm sure a lot of people also know what it's about. It's called Into the Magic Shop, and so if you are an avid listener of BTS, you know that Magic Shop is a track of their music. And so Into the Magic Shop, oh my gosh, this was a super good book. We collectively all gave it a 10 out of 10, so this is a 10 recommend book to read. A lot of the themes in this book are about, if you're someone that's really into manifesting, learning how to handle certain life situations and how you can go through it, when you've reached a goal, what's next? What do you do from there? I think this book really provides that perspective, because a lot of us, we're all out here trying to achieve our goals, and once we've achieved our goals, we think about, now what? So this book really talks a lot about that. This is a book, this is a kind of a memoir, so it's written in the perspective of a medical doctor. So just be wary, there are some medical imagery incorporated in this, so just be wary. But overall, the general themes and the understanding of how to go through life, trying to understand the manifesting and what it means to step into the magic shop and put yourself in the right place. I think this is a really good book. I think this is a really great starter book for anyone who wants to build a book club, because honestly, if it weren't for this book, our book club would not be going. And so 10, recommend this book. Get it. Overall, those are some of the BTS inspired books that RM has read. There are definitely a lot more out there. We're still slowly but surely getting through those, but those are the ones that we've read recently. We read way more books than this, but these are the BTS ones that were inspired. And so I do recommend all of them, just so you can understand RM's idea of and perspectives. Gives you a better idea of how he thinks, and hopefully it expands your horizons and your perspectives as well on just life in general. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you are inspired to read and pick up a book and finish it. I think it's one of the most notable things I've done for myself this last year, and it's really, my book collection has grown way more than I thought it would, but that's okay. So I do read a lot on my spare time these days, and it's really good for you and really takes just time away from the electronics. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you pick up one of these books. If you've watched or read any other books, let me know. If there's other BTS books that you recommend, please let me know, and then maybe my friends and I can read it too, and I can give you my thoughts on that as well. Thank you all for watching, and I all hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, whatever you may be doing, and I hope you're reading, resting, and relaxing. Thank you.